Hey everyone, so I'm really excited today because I'll be giving my first impressions of 10 of Joss Jane's fragrances from her own collection. So she and I did a sample swap and she gave me really generous decants of her fragrances. And I'm really super excited to dig in because I have not tried any of these before. I know she's talked about them on her channel, so I am familiar with some of the notes that are in these or some of these fragrances, but I've not tested them before. So I'm really excited to give it a try. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out Joss's channel. I will link it below. She is awesome. She's one of the most sincere and wonderful human beings I've ever met, and I really enjoy watching her videos as well. So please make sure to check it out and subscribe to her channel. So these are going to be first impressions, and I say that because I want to make sure you take it with a grain of salt. I'm sure my opinions may change over time. What I will do, I'll borrow from what Persolace does on his channel. I might give a blotter update in the description box below. So I'll give my first impressions right now on camera, but if my opinions change or I kind of get a little bit more from the tester strips after some time has passed, I'll make sure to give an update down below. First up is Moschino. This is one of their toy fragrances, Toy 2 Bubblegum. And I am familiar with what the bottle looks like. So let's see what this smells like. Oh yeah, that smells like bubblegum for sure. Straight up pink bubblegum. I think Joss had mentioned that this smells like, was it Hubba Bubba? I forget what that bubblegum is called. It's the one that's like in that pink wrapper. Oh yeah, like this gives me memories of Halloween when I would get that type of bubblegum in my bag of candy. I mean, if this is what they were going for, given the name, and they definitely got that accurate depiction of bubblegum. Yeah, it's very sweet, and I don't know if it's something I would wear on myself, mainly because I'm not into wearing anything that smells of straight up candy, but if you're looking for a bubblegum scent, you should definitely check this one out. Wow, really interesting. I wonder if this will change much after a couple hours. Next up is a Gallagher fragrance. This is my first ever fragrance to try from this house, Fineapple. I think this is a fairly popular one that I've seen other reviewers have. I'm guessing there's pineapple in this. Before I smell it, I do want to mention that pineapple is a note that I struggle with. I do have some bad scent memories associated with it, so I'm not a fan of that accord, but I am willing to try fragrances that have it in case I end up liking it. So let's see if this actually smells like pineapple. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of the citrus qualities from pineapple. I'm getting like a candy green apple type of accord as well. So maybe that's kind of the play on words here. It could be including both the pineapple and apple. It's definitely sweet, very fruity for sure. The sweetness I think is coming more from the apple than the pineapple. I think if it's getting any elements from pineapple, it's more of the tartness from that fruit. Yeah, I don't think it's one I would wear on myself because it has that pineapple note, which I'd mentioned I do struggle with. But if you're looking for a fruity fragrance, I think this is a good one to try out, especially if you like those two notes. So yeah, I will see what that smells like later. Next up is a fragrance from one of my favorite houses. It's Narciso Rodriguez For Her in Color, which is a flanker of one of my favorite fragrances. And Joss is the Narciso Rodriguez queen. She has so many of that house's fragrances. So I'm really interested to see what this smells like. I've not tried this before. I've tried other flankers though. I definitely get the DNA from the original For Her. Although the musk smells a little bit different. There's something in here that's almost camphorous in a way. Not quite minty, but it's more invigorating, I think, compared to the original For Her EDT. I want to say there's rose in this, but even though the EDP version of the original has rose and the black bottle doesn't, this to me smells closer to the black bottle EDT than it does the EDP, on paper at least. Wow. Yeah, this is nice. I mentioned I'm a fan of this house, so this is a really beautiful fragrance that I think really fits my taste. Yeah, I'm really interested to see what this smells like on skin too. I think out of the 3 I've tried so far, this is probably the favorite so far. Okay, let's do a popular one here. This is Jean-Paul Gaultier, La Belle, Le Parfum, which I think has gained quite a cult following. Let's see if I like this. I'm actually not familiar with the La Belle line. Shocker. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I'm getting, there's like a juicy fruitiness, not quite like the Gallagher fragrance. And as it's drying down, I'm getting quite a lot of coumarin, which is the aromochemical from tonka beans. Oh yeah, this is very sweet. If you like fruity, vanillic type of fragrances, I think you would probably like this one. Oh, it's reminding me of something though. That fruity note. There's something in here that is reminding me of Delina, even though they're not alike. But I feel like there's some notes that are shared between the two. Not rose? I don't think there's rose in this. That fruitiness, I forget what note that is, but it smells very familiar. Next is a house that I really like actually, especially more recently. This is Nicolai Rose Royale, and I do like another rose fragrance from this house, so let's see if I enjoy this one. I'm guessing this is more rose forward, but let's see. Oh yeah, definitely rosy. It's different from Musc Intense, which is the rose fragrance I like from this house. But I could see how the rose is similar in both these fragrances. This is less of that Turkish rose water type of smell though. It's definitely more of a soliflora rose compared to Musc Intense. I think this is a nice one for someone looking for a soliflora rose fragrance. If I compare it to other ones I've tried, like A La Rose from MFK, I would say this is sweeter compared to that one. A La Rose to me is a little bit more citrusy in the opening compared to this one. This is, I'm getting slightly powdery vibes from it as well. And then compared to Serge Lutens à la Rose, oh no, is it no, what's it called? Sa Majesté la Rose. I would say the Serge Lutens is more honeyed than this one, but this is still quite sweet, but not honeyed rose. Gorgeous. I like rose myself, so I think I'm not surprised that I enjoy that one. So I'm really excited to try this next one. It's the newest one, I think, from Narciso Rodriguez. And I know Joss really enjoys this. So this is Musc Noir. let's see what this smells like. I think if I remember from Joss's video, this was made by Sonia Constant. Let me spray another one. Oh, it's very different. Very different from the original For Her and from the other ones I've tried from this house. I mean, it makes sense because it's the latest one, so I would expect that it would kind of deviate from the original fragrances from this house. Yeah, I think I like the For Her, was it In Color, better than this one, but it's my bias as well. I like that one because it is closer to the original fragrance. Oh, it's getting a little bit suede-y, which I do like. I like that buttery suede. But it's more of an impression of suede rather than full-on leather or full-on suede. But I wonder if that will come out more on skin than on paper. I'm getting a fruitiness from this as well. It's almost like grapes. Not quite though. There is like a powdery floral nuance here too. This next one is from Cherryall. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. All I know about that brand is that they make jewelry. I didn't realize they made perfumes. So this is called Infinite Celtic. Or Infinite Celtic. Woo! Let's drop that. Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm getting a lot of the, you know, that candy, the cotton candy type of sweetness that's in a lot of fragrances marketed towards women, like mainstream fragrances. I'm getting a lot of that from here. It is quite strong compared to the other ones. I think when I opened this box that Joss had sent me, I was smelling this really sweet fragrance and I wasn't sure which one was kind of permeating from all these vials. I think it was this one. I would say it's probably my least favorite from the bunch because it is quite sweet. It's not off-putting though. It's not repulsive by any means. It's just not my style. But I can see this being quite popular with a lot of people who love that candy sweetness. Yeah. I think there's a fruitiness in this as well. I'm getting like this berry type of sweetness too. Almost like candied strawberries in a way. Like when you have a strawberry flavored candy, that's what I'm getting from this. Yeah, not my favorite. But I think it is a crowd pleaser. Next, I have two from Molineux, which is one of the more affordable brands that are out there. So I have Vanille Patchouli and Vanille. Let's do Vanille first. I'm gonna guess it smells like vanilla. I don't know if I have to like reset my nose. Like, I'm not getting much from this. Like I feel something going into my nostrils, but I'm not getting much of a smell. Yeah, it's vanilla. That's really all I'm getting from this. It is quite sweet, as most vanillas can be. Yeah, if you're looking for straight up vanilla, this would be one to try out. And if I remember correctly, I think the price point on these fragrances are pretty fair. Okay, yeah, it's getting creamier. It's like a creamy vanilla. Almost like a whipped cream type of vanilla. Very, very cozy. Okay, let's do Vanille Patchouli. I'm going to guess it's going to be similar to the one I just smelled. Let's see. Oh yeah. There is the patchouli. The patchouli isn't overly earthy or dirty. It kind of adds a bit of a dried leafy texture to this. I think this is more interesting than the straight up vanille because of that added texture. Oh, but it has a little bit more to it. I think there is like a coziness, which I know vanilla can be cozy, but it's almost like that sticky sweetness from benzoin. I'm getting that from this. Kind of similar to how benzoin smells like in the Nina Ricci one from Francis Kerjon. Was it Rose Absolute? The one in the black bottle. Yeah, very cozy vanilla patchouli fragrance. So if you want something that isn't overly complicated but great for the colder months, this is like a fragrance that would kind of wrap you up in a shawl type of feel. Yeah, that's nice. Last but not least is Irish Leather from Memo Paris. I am familiar with this house. I own a travel spray of La Belle. Oh, yeah. Oh, this smells so familiar. Okay, at first I wasn't getting much of the leather, but now I'm getting it. Oh, it smells like some leather fragrances I've tried. You know, it smells like, not exactly, but it smells like one of the Chris Collins fragrances. I think it's called Autumn Rhythm, the one that has autumn in the name. And it also smells a little bit like Queer Pampas from Versailles. And if I remember correctly, all three of them have leather. But there is something else added to it, like a greenness and an earthiness to it. So if I'm remembering correctly, Queer Pampas has mate in it. I'm wondering if that's a note that's in this too. Yeah, this is very pleasant. I would say it's an easy to wear leather fragrance that would appeal to a lot of men who like that accord. I think I'm more partial to the Versailles one because that has a freshness to it that I like, and it kind of makes it easy for me to wear during the heat, the hot summer months. This one doesn't have that brightness that fragrance has. But it's nice. Knowing the price point though of this one, I don't know if I'd pay the full retail price for it. But again, it's on paper, who knows, it might change and morph on skin. Okay, so let me revisit the other ones I tried at the beginning. This is bubblegum. Oh, okay. This has changed. It's still undeniably a bubblegum fragrance, but I am getting a fruitiness now. Like a juicy pear almost. That's kind of nice. I like that it doesn't stay bubblegummy. I mean, like completely bubblegummy. There's something a little bit more to the base. Yeah. Again, not one I wear on myself, but pretty cool to test out. This is fun to smell. Okay, next one, pineapple. Oh yeah, I'm getting a lot more of the pineapple. And because of that, I'm not a fan of this, but it is because of my taste. I'm just not a fan of that accord. Oh yeah, I'm getting so much of the pineapple now. Like I initially got sweetness more from that appley accord, but now it's like sugared pineapple. And that's the type of pineapple accord that I really struggle with. It's challenging to me. Reset here. Okay, next is For Her in Color. It's smelling a lot closer to for her EDT. I like it. But because I have the original one, I don't see myself purchasing this one. But you know, the thing, and maybe it's because it's on paper, the opening notes are kind of sticking onto this a lot longer than it would with the original EDT. With the original one, it does change a little bit faster into an ambery fragrance. And yeah, it's more of the opening notes right now still. But again, it's probably because it's on paper. I have to do a side-by-side comparison, I think. Okay, La Belle Parfum. Yeah, I think this is the one I said reminded me a little bit of Delina, right? Oh yeah, I think it might be pear. But no, it's not like the actual fruit from the supermarket or from the farmer's market. It's like when you smell a pear scented candle or lotion, it's like that. Oh yeah, it's very sweet. Next is Nicolai Rose Royale. Oh, it's so much rosier now. Oh yeah. It's like it started off with a couple of roses and now you get a full-on bouquet of it. It's a lot more lush in the Drydown. Less powdery now to me. Oh yeah, undeniably a rose fragrance for sure. As I mentioned, I think it's a good option for anyone looking for a solid floor. Okay, Musc Noir. I am getting more florals from this. Yeah, I wonder if there's jasmine in this one. Some type of white floral. The suede is not so much there anymore. Get like a little bit of hints of it, but I'm getting more florals now. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a favorite of mine from Narciso Rodriguez. Sorry, Joss, I know you really love that one. But again, I should really test it out on skin and see. Okay, now this is the Cherryol fragrance. What's it called? Infinite Celtic. Okay, this started off super strong. Now I could barely smell it on the strip. But again, it could be because my olfactory receptors are shot right now. It's still sweet. Like I get that really thick syrupy sweetness from it. But it's not as strong and pungent compared to earlier. Vanille from Molinard. Oh yeah, it's still vanilla. It's still there. It's definitely the vanillin forward vanilla. I'm not getting, you know, the smokiness from actual vanilla that some fragrances have. But again, if you're looking for that really simple vanilla cream type of smell, this is really nice. Non-offensive as long as you like vanilla. Okay, Vanille with Patchouli. This one is pretty linear. It doesn't change much on paper, at least. I'm getting less of the benzoin note though. It's now mostly the patchouli and vanilla. And then Irish Leather. Oh, it's smelling more green to me. Like I'm envisioning green suede or more like green leather, but not a dirty leather. It's quite clean compared to other leather fragrances I've tried. It's smelling more similar to Queer Pampas to me. But still, yeah, I'm more biased towards the Versailles fragrance just because I know that one a little bit longer. But this is nice. So those are my first impressions. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you again, Joss, for sending these fragrances. It was so much fun trying these out. And a lot of these are ones I never would have thought to try out. So I think it's good for someone to kind of push me to try out fragrances that are kind of outside of my comfort zone. So if I remember, I will try to make sure to update you guys on what these smell like after some time have passed. And if I try any on skin, I will make sure to share that either on Instagram or on here. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.